Hello, Smart Hustlers. Welcome again to another episode of the Smart Hustler podcast. And on my chair today is the beautiful, vivacious, lively, bubbly, right?
Yeah.
Bubbly, down to earth,
Okay.
Ezinne Williams.
This is the part where there's something like that. Everybody clap.
Yeah,
Cool.
anything for you.
Okay.
This is Ezinne Williams, guys.
Thank you for being here at the Smart Hustler.
Thank you for being in my chair. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with her face, being the celebrity YouTuber. And,
Okay.
and just enthusiast like herself, always giving us the tea on Instagram,
I try.
YouTube.
I try.
It's pure entertainment on there, and I salute you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because while you're keeping it real, you're not exactly being toxic or, trying to offend people. You're just saying it as it is, but with emotional intelligence.
No, I think, when you said, I'm not trying to offend people. Yeah, there are people
to offend.
No, I'm not trying to, but there are people I actually offend. Because sometimes when you're actually saying things the correct way, there are people that want you to say it a certain way. So if it doesn't suit their narrative, you are tagged, biased or whatnot. So let's cry that out. People are going to be offended. That's part of life.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Especially when they don't agree with your truth, which is okay.
It's okay. And that's the lovely thing about what I do is there are different perspectives to this. I see it in maybe two ways, and that person brings up another side to it. And it's okay. As long as we don't go toxic or start insulting each other, it's okay to have different opinions.
Yeah. It's okay to be in the battlefield and be respectful.
There's no respect in the battlefield.
People are what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, you're not okay. Let's not call it a battlefield.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just say we live in a society where people just want to shove down their opinions down other people's throats, and when other people don't, agree with what they say, they tend to turn to insults and all of that. So for me, it's the opposite. Say your mind, but shall just be respectful
and kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said the thing about what you do. How would you describe what you do? Like in a very simple, short sentence. What is it, Ezinne Williams does?
Okay, what I do is basically to inform, educate, and inspire. Simple.
Inform, educate, and inspire.
Yes.
Very,
while
very powerful
entertaining.
trio. While entertaining.
Yeah.
Very powerful trio. So now there's Ezinne Williams, the brand. Then there's Ezinne Williams of Living in Reality.
Yes.
So I would like for us to go back to just Ezinne Williams, the
YouTuber.
Cool.
Okay.
What inspired you to, make something out of just a hobby, something out of a trait that your friends, your nearest and dearest, noticed about you? What inspired you to actually start putting yourself out there in that light?
I would say there are different things that, kind of like, when you're cooking, like for you to make a pot of jollof rice, there are different ingredients to actually make it jollof rice. If you just say, it's the rice, we can't get that. So, for me, it's like a combination of different things that were my inspiration. First, of course, I just got tired of people passing misinformation, and that was one of the things. And also the push for me was, I wanted to, it sounds silly, but I wanted to gist with my friends, and they were not really interested in what I was saying. Not because they didn't care, but it wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to form a community where, people would want to hear what I have to say. And the final push was a friend, in quotes, that was like, you know what? You're good at this. I mean, instead of you just telling me all these things that I really do not care about, how about, you go on YouTube and start talking? So yeah, that was it.
And that's the thing. They always say, be yourself. People that are like you will find you.
Yeah, your people will always find you.
So I'm sure starting up, putting yourself out there in this light, it wasn't like you had a community immediately.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So what was that like?
It was, let me not lie, I wanted to say it was tough. It wasn't.
Okay.
And just because I feel like everybody's experience is, personal to them. Yeah. So my experience on YouTube was basically that of a girl that just wanted to talk And that was the only thing on my mind, to talk. I didn't care about the rewards or the returns or earning from it. I just wanted to be heard. I just wanted to talk. And first, I think the first 2 months, it was basically me talking to my 6 subscribers, at that. And it didn't bother me. The fact that, okay, people were actually watching. Then one day I woke up one morning and a lot of people, thousands of people were now listening to me. And for me, that was a reward. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted it to grow. Nah, I think it's now that, okay, I'm putting goals to it. Then it was just like, let's just do this. So it wasn't my own journey, especially on YouTube, wasn't, I wanted to build a community. God knows I didn't want to build a community. I just wanted to talk. And I was having fun doing it. It was not, I think later on, that's when I realized, oh, okay, you've actually done this and this is time to be serious about it. So yeah.
So now that's when would we say that's when you now thought about starting living in reality?
Okay. So living in reality, when I wanted, or how the thought came about, is it's been there. I've always wanted to be, when I see people on the screen, the Oprah Winfrey's, the
Steve Harvey's,
Fumi Yanda. I used to love New Dawn of those days. I was small, but yeah, I used to watch. And I just wanted to do that. Honestly, the name Living in Reality was not in my head, but I just knew that, okay, I wanted to be, interviewing people, talking. And I think it has always been my thing. And I know sometimes too, I used to interview my siblings, my younger ones. And we used to pretend that, it was a talk show.
Yeah.
And so that was it. And then when I started my YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel, it was just me talking and people were listening, and I just wanted someone I would talk with. That dream was still there. So I think about, a year ago, that was when I started, okay, you know what? I have to do this, and I think that was it. That was it for me. That was when I started taking it. This dream has got to be a reality now.
Yes.
So yeah.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On making it a reality.
Thank you.
I'm sure it wasn't that easy as you describe it.
Okay. Ezinne Williams' channel, easy. Living in reality, not easy.
Yeah.
Why? Because people already know me as, celebrity gist, So it's kind of like hard metamorphosing into this person that talks about real issues. Even though, yes, I used to do a bit of that, then, but it was a lot of entertainment. It was more entertainment and less, reality. So, going to living in reality with Ezinne, it was tough. Building this community, I think this is where I can say, okay, yes, I'm trying to build a community. It's still tough. It's hard for people to see me as, this person that can really be very serious about issues. And most of them cannot get the fact that, okay, she is doing this, from this very entertaining, whatever, to this thing. So yeah, it's still very tough. And it's a different ball game from what I'm used to. You have guests, people leaving what they have to do, to come sit on your chair.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. To convince people to actually do this, it's a whole lot. You have to do your research. This is not, I'll just put on my camera and start gisting. You have to go with the facts, the figures, and make sure that whatever you're saying is actually real. So yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And we keep pushing. Yeah, amongst other things, I would also describe you as a multifaceted media personality. Am I right?
Wow. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I mean, more feathers to my heart. I think that's what it's called.
Exactly. So now, in that capacity of yours, what gaps or lacunas did you, identify in the industry that gingered you to want to put living in reality on everybody's map?
The Ezinne's perspective, that was missing, because I would have said, this is this, but I feel like the media is broad. People have been, giving, sharing their voices in different ways. But for me, it's my voice has not been heard. I want my voice, my questions to be answered. I feel like so many times, especially in Nigeria, there's a lot of people that the combination of entertainment and education is really lacking. It's either people just want to be entertaining to trend, and they forget that, okay, you have to inspire people or educate people. Or people are too serious, educating and not considering the entertainment factor. So the Ezinne's voice is basically like, okay, here I am mixing both. You are going to be entertained. Yes, you're going to laugh. You're going to learn. And, it's serious life issues, but we say it in a lighter way so that people can relate. Because these are things that probably I've experienced, so probably things I've seen. And being a person that have been there, is now time to bring in people that are also experts in whatever topic I'm going to talk about, and have them talk about it. So I think for me, what I saw missing was, in essence, Ezinne's perspective.
Yeah, which is genuinity, information, and entertainment, like you said.
Yeah, entertainment and education fused into one.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Beautiful. So we can acknowledge that, like, there's tons of niches within this industry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How would you identify living in reality? What niche would you identify?
I would say okay, now I'm going to sound like Nigerian musicians. There's no Nigerian musicians lately will tell you, oh, don't categorize me, don't put me in a box. And I think that's what it is. Do not put me in a box, because basically what I'm doing is sharing experiences and making people's voices heard. And I do not think that there is any niche, I can say it's entertainment. I can also say it's educative. So it's a combination of both. Yeah.
Edutainment.
Now that's a good word. Oxford Dictionary, here we come.
Here we come. Okay. So if we were to describe your journey from conceptualization to reality of living in reality, what milestones or challenges would you outline that you faced along the way?
Whoa. Okay. Milestone is, for me, the biggest has got to be doing or filming my first episode. That was a lot, because the idea was there, but who will leave what they are doing to come sit and talk with you for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, thereabout? So that was a milestone. Airing my very first episode. I'm at, I think, the 11th episode now. So that's a long way. Yes. And challenges, of course, scheduling with my guests, because now I have to work with their time. I also have to schedule with the podcast studio. Yes. Getting a good studio. Yes. And that was, a lot for me, because I know what I wanted. I know the setting I wanted, but who is going to give me that? Which studio am I going to, work with for that? So yes, that was one of the challenges I faced. And of course, yeah, the money also, yes, because you have to, all these things have been put together. You have to put it together. It's money. So, these are some of the challenges I faced, from that time up until now. But milestone, having people watch, people actually get interested. Having people I send messages to reply and say, okay, I want to be a guest. That's a lot. For people to look at me and be like, okay, I want to be your guest, even though you're just starting this, I want to be on your chair. So yes, that's
admirable.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask, with the acceptance, you'd also see rejection on the other side. How have you been able to deal with that?
I think I deal with it the way I deal with life, for a yes, there will be a no. If there was no, there will not be any yes. So you tell me no, I move on. You say, oh, I can't be there. I have, written to people, sent emails to people, and they ask, oh, okay, can I send me a link to your page? And I send them. They're like, oh, you're just starting. Oh, sorry, I can't do this. And that's okay.
Yeah.
For me, that's okay. I'm not afraid to be rejected. because for everyone that told me no, there are a lot others that are telling me yes. So for me, I just deal with it as, okay, next. But at the back of my mind, here's the thing. I know that as you told me no, because, I'm just starting, I can't be your guest. You will find me.
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm going with this. And I know that when it gets to that place, when living in reality becomes a household name, you will want to be on my chair. So yeah, that gets me going.
Yeah. Eventually, tables will turn.
It's turning.
Period. So in a world like saturated with entertainment content now, you open your phone, your system, your tablet, whatever, like left, right, and center, you're seeing a lot of entertainment. You're seeing a lot of opinions that are being passed across in line with entertainment. What would you say sets living in reality apart from them?
Like I said earlier, is basically the fact that you are talking with real people about real issues. There's no fabricating or trying to live in the clouds or have your head up in the clouds. This is reality. And it's not just about talking about the problems. It's also about preferring solutions. It's also about, teaching and, learning, both the guest, the host, and the people watching. So for me, what sets me apart is, like I said, the Ezinne perspective.
Yeah.
The world has not really heard that. And I feel like every human has a unique voice. And, there are lots of voices, but each of us, we have different voices. And the Ezinne's voice, the Ezinne's way of seeing things adds, the icing on the cake, is different. That's why what makes it different from what you've heard somewhere else. Yes.
Can you please share a memorable moment from the early days of building living in reality that I would say encapsulates the vision of the brand?
I think it's, is it my third episode? Is it the third or the second? Not the second. I think it's the third episode that I did. And I sat down with, I don't know if it's the third or the fourth, but I might be, I'll go check. But anyways, that was different for me because this is someone I looked up to, and having her sit on my chair was a whole lot. And, we discussed about, finances and other things, and for me, the fact that we could, in as much as we were entertaining, we were sharing experiences and being as real as it was, or as we can be, rather, that was, I just knew at that moment, okay, this is the reason why I'm doing this, because, it was an overwhelming moment, but still it was, a fulfilling moment to, okay, this is what I am doing. This is the essence of what I'm doing, being, the voice, not really the voice. I mean, when I say the voice, it sounds like I'm one,
visionary
activist. I'm not, but, sharing experiences, with others of what people like them have been through and have been able to overcome, and inspiring people. So for me, that's basically what at that moment I knew, okay, this is why I'm doing this, because people can be inspired. And also that someone saw that episode. I'm still trying to check which episode it is. Someone saw that episode and the person was like, wow, I learned a lot from this. And, it pushed her to want to do well for herself as a woman financially. So that moment in my,
Now, we're going to, from memorable moments, I'm going to ask you another question about moments again.
Okay.
So all this while, Ezinne Williams has been doing her thing. Then Ezinne founded Living in Reality.
Yeah.
So as the founder of Living in Reality, ever since you started this journey, what have been some of the most rewarding moments for you?
I think I've said it. People watching, people accepting what I have to say, people watching, people commenting on that, people telling me, wow, I want to be your guest. I think that's it. For me, the fact that people are actually listening to what I have to say, and people can relate to what I am saying, and people enjoy, you know. And I think, okay, I have to share this story. So 2 nights back, a friend who I have not spoken with for I think 2021, and he just called me out of the blue. I was like, oh, how are you doing? And this person we used to work together before I decided to, you know, do my own thing. Yeah. So we used to work in the same office. So he called me and he was like, oh, how am I doing? And then we're catching up. And then he says, I used to follow you and I used to watch your channel. And I was like, oh, isn't it? He said, no, living in reality. I'm like, hold up. You said, yeah, I mean, I enjoy all the episodes and all of that. I said, okay, which episode do you like? And he mentioned it. I'm like, oh, wow, you are really paying attention. So having someone that we barely talk for years coming out to tell me that's it made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm being seen. Yeah, and people are actually paying attention. And I think that's the thing. Permit me to be the Ezinne that will always say something to inspire people. I think that's the thing. You start off small, you think nobody is watching. You think, you want to give up because maybe the likes are not there, the views are not there. You shouldn't stop because people are actually watching. And most times it's not people you think are watching. It's the random person, the most random person is watching. Now, imagine if you now give up. You now say, oh, because the views are not there. Because social media can really be intimidating, especially when you put in a lot of work and it's not translating to, you know, the reward you expect it to. It can really be discouraging, but don't give up. Someone is watching. People are watching. Imagine, or you can imagine that, oh, you stop doing that and somebody will be like, why did you stop, you know, posting? And you are wondering, were you actually watching? Someone is always watching. People are watching.
So like, just keep going.
Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we've discussed where you were, what it is like right now. I'd also like you to give our viewers a bit of insight to how you view the future of your brand.
I told you. Household name. Yes. That's it. The Oprah Winfrey. No, scratch that. Ezinne Williams. That's a plan, you know, to be a household name, to be, I've seen my mentors, you know, Fumi Yanda, I love her so much, you know, and I've seen what they were able to achieve, and I want to achieve times 5 or 10 of that. So yeah, the goal is actually to be on the big screen, cable TV, you know, be a household name, be that name in the whole of Africa that people will be like, okay, have you been on our show? That the who is who, from the politicians to the religious leaders, to the entertainers, to the market woman on the street would want to come and sit and tell their story. Yeah.
Period. So to the Ezinne Williams that is out there, both boys and girls, Ezinne. Is Ezinne? Ezinne,
yeah, it's
it like
good father.
Boy? Okay. So the Ezinnes and Ezinnas out there who like to gist, who like to put out value through entertainment, who like to, you know, inspire and inform correctly. Because that's one thing with your brand, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Good. So to people out there who, you know, maybe feel shy or feel like they're being held back by whatever or for whatever reason, what would you say to that person? Like if you were speaking to your younger self?
Well, I would say being shy does not stop you from getting your voice heard. I'm a very shy person, but people do not know. I had to like find a way to, you know, put the timidity behind me and actually let my voice heard. If you feel like you are shy, how about you start with voiceovers? Because that's how I started. Okay. You know, how about there's always a way. Technology is, you know, growing, you know. Do not be the one to hold yourself back. Because most times there's something that my mom will always say. She says, it's not the water that is, you know, surrounding the boat that sank the boat or sinks the boat rather. It's the water that gets into it. So What are you listening to? Whose voice are you listening to? Are you always listening to that person that will tell you, oh, you cannot do it? Who are you surrounding yourself with? So these are very, very important things that we should put into consideration. So for that young boy, that young girl that actually wants, to toe this line, don't give up. Continue. The views might not be okay. That's fine. That's fine. Continue doing it. And do not go into it thinking, oh, you're going to, and I think this is the mentality of a lot of us, young people. This is something I'm going to use to blow, in quotes, to make money. Do it because that's what you want to do. The money will come. Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Ezinne, once again for gracing my chair and for adding your beautiful smile to the Smart Hustler Network. So to wrap this up, I'd ask you to nominate someone else that you'd like to be in that chair.
I'd say Simply Sugar. She is a skincare expert, and she's a YouTuber, a skincare expert, everything concerning keeping your skin healthy. Yeah. So, and she's also my namesake.
Oh.
Yeah, Ezinne Sugar. Yeah, if you are watching this,
you are next.
I'm the one that called Johnny.
Thank you, Ezinne. Good one. That's a wrap.